capitalism. You're a capitalist. You're a pro-capitalist.
So far, so good. What's the plan? It's for blood, right?
She wishes we were dead, right there.
This is the one?
She's the one walking around saying she wishes we were dead.
Replay it for yourself. She clearly says that too bad Stalin didn't kill us.
I'm enslaving, I'm destroying the Bill of Rights.
So we see these communists down here who say Bush, Kerry, both equal.
Transfer one's personality to an alternative carrier. The epoch of cybernetic immortality begins.
Dr. Ross, tell me, is this really happening? Did the government really take part in mind control experiments on soldiers?
That can take
what kind
any
of stories
shape
have you heard from
arise
survivors of these
alongside
experiments? I know
hologram
you've had
bodies.
access to thousands of
2045 to
documents from the CIA.
2050. Drastic change.
Yeah, we agree with you. Talking to a lot of the why are you for communism? Because communism actually, as Professor Carroll Quigley at Georgetown, Bill Clinton's mentor said, was a creation of the big banks to centralize governments and con the people into a movement for the population that was really for the establishment. And they began this revolution. Some want to kill us. Some of it we all take, some of it we didn't. 1958. Hey guys.
Changes in social structure
there's
and in
two
scientific and technological development.
There's stories
all the
from
prerequisites for space expansion are established.
So if
For
I
the
go to the
man of the
documents
future,
first,
war and
they're
violence
very
are
detailed,
unacceptable.
15,000 pages,
The main priority of his
plus.
development is
And
spiritual
we're starting back in
self-improvement.
1950 with
When Eisenhower called Fidel Castro, tell us what you think about the Abraham Lincoln of Latin America. And so the problem is,
Members of the
is that it was
Revolutionary
actually the big
Communist
central
Brigade.
banks at the turn of the last century that created communism as a way to try to con the serfs back into serfdom. So again, another false choice.
projects called Artichoke and Bluebird, which were then rolled over into MK Ultra, which in turn was rolled over to MK Search, and then all the documents stopped in 1973. So in that era, 50 to 73, there's a whole host of different types of mind control experiments: hypnosis, LSD, special interrogation.
Is what we have here. Push carry equals more war. I'm not allowed to talk yourself. It's all true. But then the corporate fascists have funded this as their counter-revolution control valve. So your leaders don't let you talk yourselves, and until we figure that out, we're going to lose all our freedoms.
Poland, or anywhere in the Eastern Bloc. Look at them. They're like 18 and 20. Come on.
And you got these old...
chambers and brain electrode implants. So there's projects in the CIA documents and in Army records where electrodes are put into dolphins, and the dolphins are directed by remote transmitter to deliver a bomb.
I like the top part of your sign. I agree they're all controlled. Are you a communist?
Why don't you talk some mainstream American?
It says communist revolution.
Okay. Okay, we know where you're coming from.
What did you say that in here? How can you say that?
No, we're
to make people in Lima.
We're actually trying to just make a documentary.
To a target. And there's a discussion of similar technology in cats and other animals. There's research funded by the Office of Naval Research published in mainstream journals where electrodes are put in the brains of cats, dogs, and their behaviors controlled, and even human beings at Harvard and Yale. So this is
about all the different views that are at the convention. And everybody's been real nice to us for communists. They always flip out trying to agitate. So now it is becoming an issue with them because they're so ridiculous.
Documentary on all
What I'm
views.
saying is I'm saying
You're very biased.
communism.
Fox.
absolutely documented fact.
So tell me how commonplace this was. Are we talking about one program that took place decades ago? Or do you think it's happening more often than that? And if so, how could it be so secretive? I mean, most people would think this can't be true. This is stuff out of a movie.
You work for the U.S. government, don't you?
This guy's got over here, this guy's nasty. Boy, he is nasty. You are nasty.
I've exposed George Bush for carrying out 9/11. I've exposed Bill Clinton. They all work for the globalists. And the globalists funded you little people. He isn't interested in information. You guys need to wake up. Interested in putting out this info. A lot of New Yorkers have said City polls show 80%.
On the highly sanitized technical papers that are in the public domain, the J2 system is able to register emotion and calculate intent based on our direct and passive interactions with technological devices, and it's capable of rewriting its very own programming to a
don't want Bush to have the convention here, but they're doing it. See, some people say that he's being opportunistic for you, trying to associate himself with 9/11.
All part of capitalism.
Well, I disagree entirely. I think this is the perfect venue for Bush and the RNC to hold this event. New York City is a world.
What's going on activity. That means it can learn and that its intelligence isn't artificial. It's self-sufficient and self-aware. It boggles the mind, and it's everything we expect a Skynet to be. Everything you can think of as being no big deal is being used to build a profile of who you are, where you go, and what
Place.
You're a capitalist.
Big focus
How much money do you have
in New York from the rest of America. And I think it's a perfect venue, irrespective of your party leanings.
Have you seen any of the protesters while you've been in town? What do you think of them if you have?
Well, we've seen a few of them, mostly, of course.
you do, so that if need be, it can predict your future behavior, so that it can predict what you are going to do and where you are going to be. Of course, this program is in its infancy stage compared to what it is going to become. That is why I say to you, if you can escape, now's the time to do it, because once the
they're kept away from the delegates.
How long have you been a jerk? How long have you been a jerk?
But to me, they're not New Yorkers. There's people that have come in and are trying to make New Yorkers look bad. There are a bunch of young kids. I'm wondering how many of those that are out there protesting, one, know what they're voting about, what they're protesting about, and two, are they going to even vote when it comes to the line?
A lot of them are good people and have them.
system has evolved and has become fully automated and fully functional, there will be no escaping the new reality.
Valuable, and already in operation.
A Hollywood movie, but a group of veterans filed a lawsuit against the CIA and U.S. Army, claiming that the government planned
legitimate issues, and I've seen people who aren't doing anything, whole streets just scooped up and arrested, and then they brought them out to the dock out there in an old condemned building with asbestos, it's admitted, and have 2,000 of them in there, no air conditioning, and cages inside a kind of a Guantanamo camp.
Well, you know, I don't know any of those issues. In fact, if you're
remote control devices
Increasingly,
in their
we're
brains.
not seeing these things
The
as
claims
weapons
relate to a
of mass
government program at the
destruction
U.S.
against
Army's
most aspects
Edgewood
of the
Arsenal in
population.
Maryland, where
More
scientists
specifically,
tested
perhaps,
hundreds
might
of
be
chemical
targeting
and
individuals
biological
on a level
substances
that allows you
on
to
at
direct
least
attribution
7,800
for covert
servicemen.
engagement with
So
non-actors.
could this really
We're
be
talking about what
happening?
brain
Well, joining
science
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it. Write for Pollution Booklet, Box 1771, Radio City Station, New York.
Stop